Welcome back, fellow rock tumblers, to another rock tumbling video. So for this video, we're going to take all of these rocks you see here and get them tumbled and polished. So where did these rocks come from? Well, turns out these are leftover rocks from my rock hunting trip out to Deming, New Mexico, well over a year ago now, probably 2 years ago. I've been cleaning up my shop and trying to get rid of some of these old rocks. Hey, look, this one appears to have a fossil in it. Check that out. I may have to second guess this one. Well, no, I'm going to throw it in the tumbler. That's where all these are going. They're all going to get in the 4-pound barrel. And we're going to see how well these will tumble and polish. Looks like that one apparently was on the grinder. Look at that. I don't know what I was doing. There's no telling. So I think several of these are going to be duds, quite honestly. That's what I learned from that first trip out to Deming. I was a novice at spotting good rocks, and I picked up a bunch of bad ones to help prove that. However, I think some of these may take a good tumble and shine. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna get all these in the barrel. I'll get them rolling in the coarse grit, and I'll keep them rolling until they're nice and smooth. Once they're nice and smooth, I'll bring all these back in here and I'll show you what they look like before moving them on to the polishing stages. After many, many weeks of coarse grit grinding, our Deming, New Mexico rocks are ready to move on to the polishing. Now, some of them, like this one, as you can see, just would not grind smoothly. Oh, well, what are you gonna do? I think that's some sort of rhyolite. This one, ooh, this looks like it could be really pretty. Check that out. Oh, imagine if this one takes a good shine. Oh, and we have this quartzy rock here. Will this one polish brightly? I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, I sort of like this one here. Oh, I hope this one takes a good shine. The rest, you know, well, this one I had to tweak a little bit on the cabbing machine because there was a section there I just couldn't grind away without losing too much of this rock, which I really like. It has this sort of, I don't know, is that quartz at this end? Well, we're gonna find out how all of these polish, because what I'm going to do next is get these in the vibratory tumbler. I'll go for about 10 days, use 4 different grits. And once I'm finished with that final 14,000 grit aluminum oxide polish, I'll bring these back in here and I'll show you what they look like. Well, what do you think? Our rocks from Deming, New Mexico are finally finished with the polishing. Did we get any good ones? Well, let's take a closer look and find out. I'm going to start with this one here. It's typical of this batch. It doesn't take a super mirror-like shine, but it does have a bit of a shine. Otherwise, it's a rather boring rock. Not sure what I was thinking when I picked this one up. Of course, here's the one that didn't tumble particularly well. Look at all that there. And well, it has an okay shine. Not great, but good. And like the first rock I just showed you, this one isn't particularly interesting, is it? Boy, I'm not doing so well yet, am I? I'm going to guess this one is rhyolite. It has that look to it. I've tumbled rhyolite before. You see that pattern? Also, the shine is not very good. Sometimes rhyolite does that. Other times I get a great shine on it, but this time, once again, just a kind of very average rock. Now I'm going to guess that this was one rock when I started. I wasn't paying that close attention, but I sure believe that this was just one rock that broke apart in the tumbling. Let's take a look at just this bigger piece here. Well, it is very, very quartzy, as you can see. That's not awful. I guess it's kind of pretty if you're into quartz rocks. Now these two are similar as well. I wonder, was this another single rock that broke in two while I was tumbling it? I guess I need to look back at the footage and see if I can solve this little mystery. Neither rock is particularly interesting, so I probably won't investigate it any farther. Well, finally, I think we're getting to a decent looking rock. I do like the way this one polished up. It's not a super mirror-like shine, but it's good, and it reveals some beautiful details within this stone. Look at all of that in there. So I do like that. This one almost has a jasper feel to it, but the pattern looks way too complicated, so I don't think it's jasper. Although it could be. Heck, I don't know. I just know that of the rocks I've shown you so far, this one's my favorite. I think I have a new favorite. Now this one I like. It almost looks like a picture jasper, although I'm sure it isn't. But what I really like about it is this quartzy end piece right here. So look at that. Now that's a decent looking rock in my opinion. I hope you agree. Yeah, I like that. Little quartz there, and then this very nice pattern throughout the rock. So this one's rather plain, but it took a good shine, and it actually, with those little, well, I guess I'd call them fracture lines in there, it has an interesting look to it. You see that in there? So although it's kind of plain, ooh, actually this side's got some, well, maybe a little bit of color to it. See that sort of blobby looking thing right there? That makes it somewhat interesting. Now this red rock is interesting, right? Not because it's particularly shiny or beautiful, but because it's got this little fossil imprint right on this side. You see that in there? Sure. Some kind of shell from a creature living millions of years ago. So right there, it makes it an interesting rock. Otherwise, it's, well, kind of a dud. This one's rather nice. It's quartzy, as you can see, but it took a decent tumble and polish, and it has a pretty good pattern in it, in my opinion. Yeah, I hope you agree. Just two more rocks. This one is the one that has fossils in it. You can see something right there. As we slowly rotate it around, see how many fossils you can spot in this thing. Oh, trust me, they are in there. That's probably bits of shell right there. Something going on right up here, as you can see. Oh, yes. Definitely has fossils. Now, where is the cool one that I wanted to show you? Now I have to find it. I'll find it. Where is it? Huh, maybe I lost it. Something going on right there. I swear to you there was a really interesting fossil on here. I mean, we saw that already. Oh yes, right up here, there it is. See that right in there? Little crinoid stem looking thing right there. So that's interesting, right? And overall it took a pretty good shine. Okay, this last rock is probably my favorite. It appears to be somewhat of a jasp agate. You can see a little bit of what appears to be chalcedony in there. And then look at the tip of this thing. It has something going on up here. See that? Oh, I like that. Yes, this is a pretty rock. Oh, sure. That is like a beautiful picture jasper right there. Sort of has a nighttime sky look about it. You see that? Oh, I like this one. This is my favorite. Of all the rocks I picked up, in this particular batch anyway, this one is my favorite. Hey, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. It was a lot of fun tumbling these Deming, New Mexico rocks for you, even though some of them were duds. We had a few surprises along the way, though. Things showing up that were not expected. And I think a couple of, really nice rocks in the batch to balance out those duds that we had. That's the way it goes with rock tumbling. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video, please remember to check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.